morning, my friends. Happy Friday. We made it after a nice short week. Today, we are going to use equations to help us find missing variables, like the value of a missing angle. And I think you're going to love it. So let's go ahead and get started. We already did some review. So we are starting in our workbook, and we are in problem set 4.10. 4.10, and you need a pencil. Now, what I want to remind you is that we're not using a protractor and that these angles are not necessarily drawn to scale. So that's why we're using what we know and not a protractor. A specific precise word you need to know for today is adjacent. Adjacent means next to. So for example, my cup of coffee is next to me, or adjacent. Everyone say adjacent. Awesome. Yesterday we talked about the vertex, right? I just want to show you real quick. The vertex is that point where the two rays of an angle meet. My friend in class the other day, yesterday, Ava C said, oh yeah, it's where we put our origin of our protractor on. Exactly, the vertex. That was yesterday's precise word. Today's is adjacent. So let's get started. I'm going to model this one for you. Model. Ooh la la. Here we go. Angle CBA. So this entire angle is a right angle. And we know that angle AB, I don't know what to call that one. We'll call it angle B, is 45 degrees. And we're trying to find the difference between 90 and 45 because we know this part and we know the whole part, but we don't know that missing value. So that's why we're going to use an equation. Two equations pop into my mind. My first one would be addition, like they showed us. 45 degrees plus something equals 90 degrees. Or we could do the inverse operation. We have a total of 90 degrees. We already know 45, right? So 90 minus 45 equals that missing angle, okay? So, and this one, it's a benchmark angle, right? So it's a little easier for us to figure out 45 plus something equals 90. But if we didn't know, we could use that inverse operation. Again, we are not using a protractor. So I don't want you to measure this angle. I want you to use an equation. So when you subtracted 90 minus 45, you should have gotten a value of x of 45 degrees. We also know that 45 plus 45 equals 90, okay? So two ways you could have done that. Let's go ahead and try another one. Again, we're solving for x. So let's read what we know. We know that angle GFE is a right angle. I know a right angle means 90 degrees. I'll rewrite that so you can see it. Right angle is 90 degrees. So we know from G to the ray over here of E that it's 90 degrees. And we're trying to figure out X. So we know 90 and we know 20 and we need to figure out X. We need to find that difference. Or like we said before, we could do 20 plus X equals 90. Either equation I would take because they're both strategies you could do to get to that missing variable. Take a second, find that value of X. Hopefully you got 70 degrees. And it makes sense to you of how we did that. Again, I can't stress enough, we're not using a protractor. We're simply using our knowledge and the information that they give us. We're writing our equation, okay? I want you to try this next one all by yourself. It's a little different because our angle that we're talking about is a straight angle. So it's no longer 90, but we know a straight angle is 180 degrees. So take a second, pause your video and check it out for me, and then check back with me. Okay, friends, so what I did here was I showed both of the equations that you could have had. First, something, right, x plus 70 equals a straight angle, 180 degrees. Or 180 minus that 70 is going to give us that missing value. And hopefully when you subtract it, you got a difference of 110 degrees. Awesome. Okay, let's keep it going. You're doing great. Solve for the measurement of angle TRU. Okay, so we're trying to find how much is TRU. And we know that QRS is a straight angle. So let's take a second and just draw what we know. We know from this line to this line is 180 degrees. Okay, we know this is 90 degrees. I'm going to give you a second to think about this because I don't want to give too much away, and then come back and we'll go over it. All right, so hopefully you came up, there's multiple ways you could have done this. Specifically, when I look at this, I see that QRS is 180 degrees. And I know that URQ is 90 degrees. So this angle over here, let me change the color. This angle from URS, I know is 90 degrees because when we subtracted the total angle minus this angle, I was left with 90 degrees. So now my new equation is, okay, well, URS is 90 degrees. TRS is 36 degrees. So now I can find my value of X. Or if the addition works better for you, something plus 36 equals 90 degrees. Or so many equations. This is why I love math. How your brain works, there's usually an equation for it, right? Or a strategy. We know that there was 90 plus X plus 36 equals 180. So we could have done that, or we could have done 180 minus 90 minus 36 to get X. Love all the different ways. Take a second, if you didn't already, pause the video and double check using the strategies that we just went over. All right, friends, hopefully when you did this, you were able to find a value of X to be 54 degrees. It didn't matter what strategy you used, but 54 and 36 equals 90, or if you did 54 plus 90 plus 36, it equals 180. All right, what I'm going to have you do now is I'm going to have you try some on your own in your workbook. So you're going to go to the problem set 4.10, and you're going to try number 4 on your own. It's on the bottom right, and it says solve for the measurement angle ZYV. Remember, paper moves. If you want to look at it a different way, paper moves. And then you're going to simply just go to Schoology for today, and you'll put in your answer for that value of X. So I believe I already told you X, and you just need to write the number. I already did the label for you and everything. Let's double check though. So you'll go in here. Yeah, in the workbook number 4, solve for the measurement of angle ZYV. You're just telling me X. How much is X? Then, friends, we're going to come back. I like to say, let's see what time I put on here. If time, I don't know, check with me at 11:35. And if we have time, we'll play Quizlet. Again, the links are in Schoology. If you finish early and we're not ready yet, then you can always study those vocab words for geometry. I'm going to leave up your exit ticket instructions. If I can find them. Where did they just go? Here you go. Good luck. Remember, we're not using a protractor. You're using those equations. Happy Friday, friends.